Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again. I still remain your host, Don Boogie Don, and it's a wonderful time again to be here on this channel, Sports with Don Boogie Don. I welcome you all, and today we will be previewing the Nigerians World Cup qualifiers, the two games we have this September coming up on the 6th, which is on Saturday, and on the 9th, which is on Tuesday. So we'll be previewing our matches and we'll also be looking at the squad to see who we have present for these games, and also, very importantly, we will be looking and, as usual, doing the mathematics of how we are going to be at the USA and Canada come the year 2026. So join me as we kick off without wasting much of your time. We go straight to the squad. And for these qualifiers, these two games, we have a 23-man list named by the Super Eagles head coach Eric Gell. And for the list, we have the goalkeepers Stanley Nwabali, Amos Basogi, and Adebayo Adeleye. For defenders, we have William Trusekong, our captain Calvin Bassey, Ola Aina, Bright Osayi Samuel, Bruno Onyemechi, Chidozie Awaziem, Felix Ago, and Benjamin Frederick. For the midfielders, we have Wilfred Ndidi Fiso, Dele Bashiru, Rafael Onyedika, Alex Iwobi, Frank Onyeka, and Chris Santos Uche. For our forward line, we have Ademola Lukman, Samuel Chukwueze, Victor Osimhen, Moses Simon, Cyril Dessers, and Tolu Arokodare. These are our 23-man list for the upcoming games, and I must say, for this list, everybody here deserves to be here. Everybody here deserves to be here. For the first time in a long while, we have seen a list that rewards Nigerians doing well, unlike before when we used to see people who don't play coming to be in the team, or who don't really produce much coming to be in the team. I wouldn't like to really insult anyone, but the likes of Ahmed Musa is not here. The likes of Victor Boniface, the likes of Kelechi Iheanacho didn't make this, and quite well, they don't deserve to make it. So I'm satisfied with this list and the players being called up. So let's look at what Eric Chell will do with these guys. I just hope he will be able to get out the best result and pick up the maximum 6 points for these two games. Then, without wasting much of your time, we'll dive in straight to these teams. These are teams. Let's see what we have. So, as you all know, in Group C, Nigeria was grouped in Group C, where we have South Africa, Rwanda, Benin, Nigeria, of course, Lesotho, and Zimbabwe. And most surprisingly, when these draws were done, it looked as if this would be a walkover for Nigeria. At least we saw that South Africa could have been our only challengers, but with what we have seen after 6 games, it looks as more like Nigeria will be missing out on the World Cup. And for the standings so far, after 6 games, South Africa is topping the group with 13 points. Rwanda second with 8 points. Benin Republic with 8 points. Nigeria in 4th with 7 points. Lesotho in 5th with 6 points. And Zimbabwe, bottom of the group, with 4 points. And like you all know, these World Cup qualifiers, we just see the group winners moving to the tournament proper. And for you to be so like I was saying, only the group winners from each of the 10 groups will qualify straight for the World Cup. Then for the qualifiers, we'll have to pick the best runner-up from each group. We look at the best runner-up to face off with the best runner-up from what's it called, the South American, the Comobile. So that's it for Nigeria. Are we going to make it? I don't really know. With what we have here, 7 points from 4 games. Breaking down how we got the 7 points, we drew 4 games, won one and lost one. For the games, Nigeria we beat Zimbabwe, we drew Zimbabwe, we lost away to Rwanda, which is sorry, we won away to Rwanda. We lost away to Benin Republic, which is our only loss by so far in this group. We also went to Benin and we also played Benin here and picked another 1 point. Against South Africa here in Uyo, we picked another 1 point. Then at home again against Lesotho, we picked another 1 point. So we have wasted our chances at home to Zimbabwe, at home to South Africa, at home to Lesotho, which are winnable games, but we just failed to pick the maximum points, and we just picked 3 points from 6 games, not even counting the draw again, the draw against Benin, here at home. So 4 games at home, all we did was just pick 4 points from a possible 12, which is very, very shaming to our Super Eagles. And I hope they know what is really at stake at this point in time. I hope they know what is really at stake at this point in time, because winning our 2 games against Rwanda and South Africa will see us gather a maximum of 13 points. But South Africa will be playing against Lesotho on Friday away from home. So if South Africa wins that game, it will see them on 16 points, pending what happens on Tuesday when we play South Africa. So let's see how that goes. And talking about South Africa, the Bafana, they also have a strong allegation tied to their necks. In the last game they played, it was reported that they fielded an ineligible player. The Nigerian Football Federation have written to CAF for the investigation of that matter and a possible deduction of 3 points from South Africa. Because if that happens, it will see South Africa drop 3 points and they will be on 10 points. Then they will be 3 points above Nigeria. So I don't really know what happens, but I pray that our Super Eagles knows what is at stake, because this World Cup used to be what we always go to, and all of a sudden we started dropping off. And one thing that is usually synonymous with failure is that once you try it, it starts coming. Once you try it, it starts coming. So we lost our chance of playing at the World Cup for the first time. We thought it was okay, it was happening. Before you know, it now became something we have been seeing. We dropped out and we lost out in the last World Cup, and we are about to do it back to back, which is something we have not done before. So Nigerians the Super Eagles should rise up. They should sit up and know that we have a lot at stake. Like the players have been saying that there is hope, that we should calm down. Just like after the last game, they said we should calm down, that they will qualify. So we are watching them. We are looking at what will happen. So going into the games that we have on Saturday, September 6th, we will be playing at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium in Uyo. We'll be taking on the Amavubi of Rwanda. In the return leg of this game, we beat Rwanda 2-0 away at home, and they are now coming to Nigeria. Judging by the last game, I think this should be a win for the Super Eagles. But the last 4 games we have played at home for this World Cup qualifiers in this group, we are not able to get a win. The maximum we could do was get 4 draws. So I don't really know. One part of my mind is saying we are going to win this game. It's a winnable game because we were able to get 3 points away from home. But with what we have seen happening so far in our home games in this World Cup qualifiers, I don't really know what to expect from this. But for me, I'll be giving a sure win for the Super Eagles, maybe a 2-0 win again for the Super Eagles, with the way the camp is bubbling and everybody is confident about this. So I will give Nigeria a 2-0 win against the Amavubi of Rwanda, which is coming up on Saturday. Then from there, we'll meet our biggest opponent in this for me, most people will say this coming game doesn't really decide anything, that our fate has already been decided. But I'll, I'll try to differ. I'll try to differ from that, because if Nigeria are able to beat Rwanda, I would say the winner on Tuesday, on the 9th, between Nigeria and South Africa will really go a long way to decide who wins this group. It will really go a long way to decide who really wins this group. Benin on their own is no team to be looked down on. They are really doing well. They are really doing well. Drawn two, lost two, and won two. But you can't push them aside. They are really doing well. And against South Africa, we are playing them at the Bloemfontein in South Africa. So I don't really know. But first of all, if we are able to beat Rwanda, I know the boys will be charged up, because if we lose or get a draw against Rwanda on Saturday, it's as good as there is no 2026 World Cup for Nigeria. But if we're able to win that game, going into the South African game away from home, I think the boys will be charged. We used to beat South Africa in the past. South Africa was a team that whenever we meet them, we used to beat them in the past, but I don't really know what happened. All of a sudden, South Africa now become a bogey team for Nigeria. So I wish the guys all good luck. For me, I'm looking at a maximum 6 points from these two games. 2-0 win at Rwanda, and a possible 2-1 win against South Africa in Bloemfontein. I'm strong. I'm strong convinced that these boys will do it with this lineup of players we have here. I'm certain and I'm strong that Nigeria will be able to grind 6 points from these two games: 2-0 win against Rwanda and a 2-1 win against South Africa. Then for the players who is best fitted for these matches, so going in straight to the lineup and what to expect from these, of course, I would try to prefer two starting lineups. I don't know, but Eric Chell always goes with the 4-man backline, but I will make a excuse for a 3-man backline because nobody knows what he's going to try out this time around. And looking at the caliber of players we have at the back, Bassi and Ekong are not truly that kind of two-man centre-back pairing. They don't usually excel when they play in that back four. They usually excel when they play in that back three. We have seen Bassi over there at Fulham, and we saw him when we played with the last coach that took us to AFCON, Pesero, and how they thrived in a back three. I don't really know if they will be stable and good to go in a back four. So I will try to give a formation for the back four and the back three. So going with the back four, the normal Arichel formation, the 4-2-1-3. In post, of course, in post will be Nwabali. The back four, right back will be Olaina as usual. Then the centre back pairing, I would love the centre back pairing to be Truth Ekong and Frederick Benjamin. I would really love to see Frederick Benjamin in that defense if we are going to play back four. Shout out to Calvin Bassey, but I don't really know if Calvin Bassey will thrive in that two centre back pairing. Big one for him, but from what we saw, Frederick Benjamin give us at the last game we played in the Caribbean. That any tournament we played in the Caribbean, we saw the way we played in England, against the Caribbeans. We saw the way he burst into the scene and the way he played. I would really love to see Ekong and Benjamin Frederick in that centre back position. Then on the left, of course, is Bruno Onyemaechi. Bassi might play there, but I love to have Bruno Onyemaechi there to be able to do the crosses and bump in and out. Then in midfield will be Wilfred, of course, he will be there, and what's his name? Raphael Onyedika. I would love to see Rafael Onyedika there in midfield because the guy helps to cover a lot of ground and win a lot of duels, which will really help Iwobi, by the way, who also joined them in that midfield as the number 10 to find spaces, and Ndidi also helping to move the ball to him. So I would really love to have Ndidi, Rafael Onyedika, and Iwobi in that midfield. Then for the front line, I will have Chukwueze. He has not really played so much so far this season, but nobody does it better on that right apart from him. So Chukwueze for me will be starting on the right. Then Victor Osimhen, as usual, will be at the number 9 position. Ademola Lookman coming from the left. A lot of shouts have been made that Lookman should sit down on the bench for this game because he has not really played for Atlanta with the transfer stuff and whatever is going on there in Italy. So people are calling on from Moses Simon to come on, but I would really love to see Ademola start this game and maybe Moses Simon coming off from the bench because Moses Simon usually does well when he comes from the bench. In the last couple of games we have seen him, he always does well when he comes from the bench, be it playing on the left or on the right. So for this 4-man backline formation of 4-2 or 1-3 will be Nwabali, Ekong, Franklin, Olaina, Bruno Emechi, Wilfred Ndidi, Rafael Onyedika, Chukwueze, Osimhen, and Ademola Lookman. Then for a back three, in case Eric Chell wants to play a back three, I would prefer this lineup to be Nwabali. The back three will now be William Cruz Ekong, Calvin Bassey, and Benjamin Frederick. Benjamin Frederick will still be there. Shout out to Chidozie Awaziem, but I would prefer Benjamin Frederick to be there. Then in the midfield will be Ndidi, Frank Onyeka, Rafael Onyeka as usual, Rafael Onyedika as usual. Then Olaina flanked by Bruno Onyemaechi. If he goes with this, I think Iwobi won't be making it. Iwobi will now be sitting on the bench, depending on what he wants to do. Because for this formation, we really need a stronghold in that midfield. Playing Iwobi and Ndidi, we see how it goes when you play Iwobi and Ndidi as your two pivots sitting in that midfield. It doesn't really work. So I would like to see a Rafael Onyedika and Ndidi in this type of formation. Then up front will be the normal Chukwueze, Osimhen, and Ademola Lookman. So that's it from me on the preview of our World Cup qualifier games coming up on Saturday and on Tuesday. Like I said earlier, for me, my predictions for this game is Nigeria winning Rwanda 2-0 and beating South Africa also away in Bloemfontein 2-1. For updates in the camp, as of this morning, everybody have returned to the camp and the players did their first training yesterday in the afternoon. They had their first training in the afternoon through the evening time. So the camp is bubbling, everybody is ready, the boys knows what is at stake, and we wish them all the best. The main thing is pick the 3 points here against Rwanda, then let CAF do the rest with the letter written by the NFF against the ineligible player they fielded, and also wait on Tuesday to see how it goes at Bloemfontein. I shall remain your host, Dom Bogidon, and it's a wonderful time having you here on Sports with Dom Bogidon. I hope you'll share, like, and subscribe to this channel for more entertaining sports content. See you when we see next. Bye bye.